So we're on our way to the interview. This came from my brother's football game, so it's pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. We're on our way. What's up? What's up?
What's happening? It's a pleasure.
Yeah. So we're here in his home abode.
Yeah.
How you say it? How do you say it? Yeah.
My home.
Humble abode.
Yeah, my humble abode, home base. Um, this is about as personal as it gets. This is where I'm at right now. So this is a timestamp of a place in life, a timestamp of mental place in life, a timestamp of financial place in life. So when I look back at things like this, it'll be something to remember and something to feel. Because I know how I feel right now, and I know when I watch this back, I'm gonna feel that feeling and remember how I overcame and persevered and broke through. Sometimes when you breaking down, you're only breaking down to break through. So yeah, that's what's going on.
On my notes.
We can tap into the process or process, however you like to pronounce the word. I say process.
Process.
Yeah.
Who says process? People say that?
Yeah.
Shit, I would never say that. Process. I'd have never said that word, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah. I chuckle a bit when I hear people say it.
Process.
Very honest view on what it looks like to try and get hired in the advertising industry with zero connections. So this is what it looks like when you're going after your dreams and something that you believe in. So one of the people who I spoke to who saw my portfolio, she was like, this is dope, but I feel like it's hidden in this magazine that's, presented on this table. You should put it on a poster board, make it more immersive so people can't pass by your work. So I'm the type of person where I'm gonna always take a good suggestion in consideration with my own thoughts. And if I'm feeling it, I'll listen. And now it looks like this. So this is a snapshot of my work. This is some of the people I've worked with recently.
See, we have NBC.
Yeah.
As you can see, JBL. I actually watched some of the videos too. JBL was the
Yeah.
skateboarding. Like it was a what was that about JBL?
Recently?
Yeah, the one I went to your website and it
Oh,
was
yes. There is a campaign that I created called JBL and Me, and they pretty much wanted to showcase their personalization feature and let people know that you can customize your JBL product to your liking. So I came up with this idea of your design, your vibe, and to connect to culture in an authentic way. Each person represents a different character that we all see in the world. So you have your glam queen, you got your fashion kid, you got the raver, and then you got your sports jock. And as you can see here, all of their personalities reflect on the product. So just like the tagline says, your design, your vibe, JBL by you. Personalize your speakers and your headphones. So this is probably still on their site to current day. Um, as you like this says, I'm a creative copywriter because it don't just stop at the words. It goes from the words and beyond, from ideation to execution. So yeah, that's that. This is the pass that I used as a visitor of VaynerMedia. That's the video that took off and just like catapulted, where I'm at right now. The Hire Me experiment just created a whole new life path for me. And that life path is me not having to work at a advertising agency directly as me, as a marketing consultant and a creative copywriter. So that same money that I would be getting paid as a salary, I can now get it multiple times over. And I would have never been in that mindset if I didn't get released from my previous situation. So the message in that is sometimes God will abruptly remove you from a place to take you to that place. I would have never been in the mindset of like, I can be the agency, I can be the brand, I can work with these brands directly and bring my creative friends in on the deal. Because I was forced in a space to where I need to fight my way out with creativity, that's how we got here. And now, instead of having a suppressed salary of one thing, I now just opened up a whole new pathway to where I can get multiple bags from a varied amount of clients. And this is where I record the videos. This background probably look familiar. I pretty much put my chair right here and I sit and the camera be right there. Um, so there's two different types of videos that's happening. There is the Hire Me experiment where I do the recap of how the day went right here. And then there's also my personal life vlogs, which I do on the rooftop. And those are pretty much the vlogs where I speak on the things that the Lord tells me directly. And I also give a little bit of, vantage point on my lifestyle and the things that I be doing, whether it be outside, with the DJ homies or picnics or, getting a drink at a dope cocktail bar. This is also where I write sometimes. As you can see, there's writings here, um, notepads. Um,
This is fire. I like
yeah,
I like the see through.
yeah. Yeah,
I think I need that.
that was part of the aesthetic.
I
That
think
was
I need that.
very intentional.
Like you
Here's
can
a
see everything as this is
This
there.
is an idea that I'm a post. Um, if you look at my
Cherie.
rooftop, and if you have plants, what I recommend, when I first bought this, I wrote different manifestations and affirmations that I wanted to come to fruition, and I planted them inside of the soil. So as this money tree grows and has new growth, so does the things that I planted in there. So literally, this is a visualization of the things that I planted coming to fruition.
Some people don't take care of their plants, so we
Yeah,
see it's growing.
yeah. So every time, like, there's new growth right here. So something is happening. Something's happening in the spirit realm. Um, this right here is a representation of consistency looks different every day.
Yeah, you dropping gems.
Yeah,
This is what we here for
yeah.
individuals to
And the thing
get
that
that spark.
I'm learning is it's about completion. Like consistency is completion one after the other. And sometimes you gotta move in threes. Like it's not about being busy, but purposely productive and consistent completion. So yeah. Um
So as y'all can see, we are in the personal space,
yeah.
and he's giving y'all exactly the
Yeah.
gems that he used to
Yeah.
manifest, create, um, super personal, man, and that's why we're here, and this is why we created the channel because I feel like there's artificial, then there's personal, and some individuals, as they're not in the element, they start to stray away from
Yeah.
what that is.
But
What's this on the wall right here? Miami
oh, this is my degree. It's from when I went to,
fire.
yeah, what I spoke on earlier. That's it right there. But um,
That's
it's
some art shit.
yeah, like
That's really that. That's how they like
I'm certified, so I deserve to be paid.
pay him.
Yeah. I got the experience and I got the education. Real life in the field experience, and that's the best teacher. Yeah.
Cherie,
Yeah, it's French.
Cherie,
Yeah. Or you could just say Omar.
Omar,
Yeah.
Cherie, Omar. Okay,
Well, our
so
first name's Omar, last name is Cherie, so it's Omar Chéries.
so yeah, your last name is
Cherie.
Cherie,
Yeah.
and your first name is
Omar.
Omar.
Yeah.
Omar Cherie.
Yep.
Who? So where did that? Because people always ask me like, because my name is Uhuru
Hmm.
Abdul Salim Clifton. So the first thing they're asking, where are you from?
Yeah.
And it's like my family is from the South, like South Carolina.
Yeah.
So what's your name? Like, what's the background behind it? If you do know the
Um,
background behind it.
the background behind my last name is French because my father's Haitian,
Okay.
and my first name. People ask me often if I'm Muslim
Yeah, me too.
because it's from that heritage, and apparently there was like this emperor called Omar that was like super huge and important.
Okay.
Some people liked him, some people didn't. So he has mixed reviews on the type of person that he was. I know my middle name is biblical. It's David, which comes with a little irony.
What's the middle name?
It's David.
Oh, David. Okay.
Yeah, which comes with a little irony because David in the Bible was a poet. He was a
That's
songwriter.
fire, bro.
He made
It
music,
all lines up. It
and
makes
I
sense.
do the same.
Exactly. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So here, guys, we have my laptop, and I have some questions that we want to ask. We're on the roof, so this setup didn't come from me; it came from him. So this is where
Yeah.
he meditates,
This right here where
right?
we're at is on the rooftop of my home base. This is where I come to speak to God, be with God, and spend time with the Lord. And I listen to worship music up here. Sometimes I work out up here. This is where I talk to myself and just let my mind be at play. It's a very reflective rooftop, so I figured since we tapping into the intimate parts of me, this is where I be.
And the wind is good up here too.
Yeah.
It's shining outside, but the wind is good. So as a what? So what do you label yourself as? Like for me, um, I really don't know my label as of yet. I just like creativity. So
Yeah. Um. Well, a label I'm getting familiar with is public figure.
public figure.
Um. A label that I give people to call me, because the thing is, there's different answers. There's like the what I do for a living answer,
Mm,
which would be copywriter, and then there's the answer of like Omar, what is your label? And I would say I am an artist in service to my creative community. I'm an artist whose purpose is to put other artists in more lucrative positions. Um, I am a creative for creatives, and I believe that artists shouldn't die broke. And I
mm,
believe your passions should be able to be turned into coins. And I
coins.
believe that creative money is tangible,
Ooh.
and I want to help artists and creatives in the world get that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to build an elevator for elevation. So my title is, to keep it simple, poet, model, cultural contributor. Yeah,
Yeah. So with this series that I'm starting, intangible inventory. So with intangible is something that you can't physically touch, something that is not physically there. It's, it can be labeled as love, multiple things, stuff that you can't see.
yeah,
So with this series, I'm wanting to ask questions that, you know give others the ability to spark their creativity, so
yeah.
that, the word intangible came from me during the pandemic when I was actually reading books and things like that. And most of the things that we do want in life are not physically there.
Hmm.
So with this series is, I want individuals to come on the channel and, you know let the individuals watch and see what they can get from learning from that individual, because I learn a certain way, you might learn a certain way, but
Yeah,
the message that comes out might spark something in someone else to get it started. And the crazy thing about it, you helped me spark my creativity,
word.
because like I've been trying to figure out a way to like not be perfect.
Yeah,
And when I seen your book and when I seen you outside, I'm like, this guy has no humiliation in his system. Like he's outside, with a sign, that a lot of people will look at like, nah, I wouldn't do that. That doesn't
yeah,
seem right. So,
yeah. You're totally correct. Standing on the block, pitching myself in hopes to be hired, putting myself out there literally for the right person, an opportunity to meet me. It does look crazy to someone
some,
who's looking on the outside. I'm
mm,
fully aware that I look like I'm begging. I am fully aware that I look silly. I'm fully aware that I look ridiculous. Um, I'm fully aware of all of those things that people who are watching are saying, but
mm-hmm,
I'm also aware of the other side of the coin. I'm aware that people are inspired. I'm aware that people are feeling encouraged. I'm aware that people are feeling a sense of, I can do this too. I'm aware that people are
mm-hmm,
feeling a sense of, it's not over and God's not finished. That's what I'm an example of. I'm an example of God's glory. I'm an
mm-hmm.
example of God's protection. I'm an example of God's blessings. I'm an example of God's direction. I'm an example of what happens when you listen to the Spirit and not the
Yes,
enemy.
sir.
So, I'm aware.
Yes, sir.
And
I like that.
yes, standing out there does take a level of boldness. And before I went and embarked on this hire me experiment, like, this was all orchestrated. It was all strategized. And I came up with this plan, which was co-directed by one of my great friends, Dane, who resides in Atlanta. Um, really dope creative, really dope artist that I highly recommend people tap into. His name is Dane Caston,
Dane Caston.
and that's
Y'all tap
spelled,
in. How do you
his last name is spelled Caston, first name
CAST
Dane.
Dane?
He got a
Okay.
song out right now called Big Dog.
Big dog.
This is the part where you play it very lightly under the video.
Oh, for sure. We're gonna tap into Dane Caston.
Yeah,
He
so
got the approval.
yeah, shout out to my great friend Dane. He helped co-direct this campaign. Shout out to Tiffany, who also, helped me come up with the copy. Um, because in what comes before August?
June, July,
Was it
July. Well,
July?
July.
Yeah. So in July, I put this plan together and I created a deck for it. And I sent that deck to the people whose creative advice and opinions I respect. And I sent it to
Mm.
them just in case I was missing something or something needed to be added. So, what you experienced is an ideation that was a product of not only my mind but other people's, you know, 2 cents as well. And that's
Hmm.
why it's so strong. And that's why it feels so, you know, potent. And leading up to August, because I knew I was going to start this in August, leading
Okay.
up to August, I felt all of those things people say. I felt the fear, I felt the shame, I felt the nervousness, I felt the doubtful thoughts. Like, I felt all of those things leading up to August. Like, damn, I'm about to start this hire me experiment. Like, you know, it's like the feeling you get when you're about
Yeah.
to go on stage and perform in front of thousands of people.
Something new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But on the flip side of me doing it, I can never be embarrassed again. There's no level of embarrassment that will ever embarrass me, because putting yourself out there and watching people pass you by, laugh at you, snark at you, like, I've seen so many different words just in people's eyeballs.
I like hearing what others got to say because your own thoughts is not what you
Yeah,
need.
I want to go back to the thing you said about experience. That's another reason why I'm doing this, is because experience is the best teacher.
Yes.
So I'm putting my life on blast. I'm putting my experience
You know the
on
crazy thing
blast.
about that? I have that as a quote in there. I was gonna ask you about that, so let's speak about
Word,
it.
word. Well, what a great segue.
Because I went on your website and I had
Yeah.
scrolled to one of your videos and I don't know what it's under, but I think it was about you. And then I scroll and you had that quote at the bottom.
Yeah, you were in the my life on blast
Yeah.
section.
Let's read the
Yeah.
quote. What's the quote? The quote said, "I don't have a message, but I have an intention, which is have fun being myself. So I'm putting my life on blast, and every day is a new chapter."
Yes. Once upon a time, I was vlogging on YouTube, and I was doing it for like, I don't even know how many
YouTube.
years. Yeah,
Okay.
I was vlogging on YouTube because I believe that I have a compelling story to tell. I believe I have a perspective that matters, and it's a perspective that not a lot of people see. Like, imagine being able to see what Kanye's life was like during his college dropout days. Like, really seeing, like, front row
That's
seat.
important.
You know, like,
You seen? Did you see the his
the genius.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen that and it was great.
It was that's fire. Imagine you didn't have that.
Yeah, so it's just like,
So it's good that you're vlogging.
I'm doing this. I'm documenting my life because I feel like it's a perspective that people don't really see. Like, this is what life is like as an artist in the world that's passionate, trying to make it, whether it be in advertising or just in the world of creativity. And I decided to give people unprecedented access to what is happening in my life. And majority of it was recorded during my ad school days, and documenting how it was. Like, what is it like going to school for art direction? You
That's
know,
great.
what is it like when it's really expensive and you write at the last few months, and now you got to think about, do I drop out because I can't afford it? Getting a loan in the last,
Where did you
leg.
go to school at?
I went to Miami Ad School. They have
Miami.
multiple
Yes. Okay.
locations, but I went to the one in Atlanta.
Okay.
But to go back to the main point of experience, I believe experience is the best teacher. So I'm revealing my life experience for people to either be inspired by or motivated by. Like, I'm not trying to actually inspire or motivate anybody. I'm not trying to teach anybody anything. I'm just putting a vantage point on my life experience and sharing what I'm going through, and sharing the epiphanies and the revelations and the words that I get from spirit that I feel like might be helpful to somebody else. Like,
Hmm.
if God is speaking to me about something that I'm doing that I need to change or make better, and I feel like this is something insightful that somebody else can receive from, I'm gonna put it out there. Like, there's a video on my YouTube talking about my battle with pornography. There's
Mm.
a video on my YouTube talking about, you know, my family dynamics. Like, I brought a camera into my counseling session,
Oh wow.
talking about my relationship with my father, talking about the relationship with my mother. Like, all of that is in there, and it's about 100 episodes deep.
100 episodes. Yeah, you were very.
Yeah, cause
And you know the thing about it is that how I think about it now is like I know I have some friends, some individuals, and just what I kind of realize is like when people look at media, they look at it as a what's the word? Like you said, they don't you they feel like they're embarrassed. They feel like
mhm,
some individuals are not like you know sometimes how I look at it as well is like not getting stuck in the matrix. Like
yeah,
how does someone that views it like okay like the matrix as in like I don't know how to really explain it, but somewhere where you
we're definitely in the matrix.
yeah like someone that looks at it like that like how can they still create if their viewpoint is like then the world is in the matrix like
I mean,
and get past their
the thing is, there's glitches in the matrix,
hmm
and I'm one of them. So be the glitch in the
be the glitch in the
matrix.
matrix. Oh yeah, I like that. Be the glitch in the matrix, guys. So I have a quote, right? So um I like studying people.
Mhm,
I go on YouTube and like I watch interviews like relentlessly because I like understanding why people think a certain way
mhm.
and how they think that way. So here on Preston, he worked with Nike. He said storytelling is the most important thing in business.
That's correct.
So what is storytelling to you? Yeah, he was singing in your ear, bro. He's out of here.
Storytelling to me is exactly
How
that.
important is that? Yeah.
Storytelling is the basis of everything that I do.
Okay.
I'm a writer. My artistry is words. I'm a poet. So everything that I put out in the world comes with a story.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, whatever you're selling or whatever entity that you're pushing, you can't make it pop without giving people a story to believe in.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important that you tell a story. Even if it's just a shirt, collection, there's a story to tell. And the story is why. The story is your why. Your why is the story. Why are you doing this? Why are you here?
That's good. That's good. Yeah. Yeah. When I first seen that, I'm like, okay, because I'm still learning as an individual. I'm like, I'm trying to learn from so many different people. So, okay. So I want to ask you, what's the most valuable item that you do have? It could be a memory, person, place, thing, and why.
The most valuable item that I have is crazy faith.
Crazy face. I like that.
Yep. Because the things that I have stared in the face are things like right now I'm unemployed. I should be depressed. I should be sad. I should feel defeated, but I don't because I got crazy faith.
Crazy face.
And I walk by sight. I mean, I walk by faith and not by sight.
Mm-hmm.
I move by what I believe and not what I see. And that's what's been getting me through each day. Like, your bank account, they very much say,
Mm-hmm.
let me say that again. Your bank account can very much so say you on your last $100. And you can move by the sight of that and feel defeated, or you can choose to have crazy faith and believe that that's just an image that God gonna change in a matter of days.
Hmm.
And next thing you
Very
know,
important.
what you
Crazy
thought was
face.
your last $100, you done got blessed, and now you got more than what you thought.
Okay, okay. Now, how do you protect that? How do you protect
My most
your crazy faith? How do you protect
I
that?
protect it by not listening to people who are negative.
Mhm.
I protect it by I protect it by protecting my energy. And sometimes protecting your energy comes with a little selfishness.
Selfishness.
Like, no, I'm not gonna go there today. No, I'm not going to go to that party today. No, I'm not hanging out with this person today. Or unfollowing somebody. If you got somebody in your feed of content that don't resonate with your spirit, or every time they come up it's always some tea, some drama, you
Yeah,
gotta
don't feed it
go.
like that, man. You gotta
Like,
run.
anybody who's using the word can't, you gotta go.
You know the crazy thing about that? I learned that in a book like a while ago, and it's like every time I say I'm trying, I stop myself. I'm not. I'm like I'm going to.
Yeah, it's either I'm going to, I
I
am, or
am.
putting effort towards.
Hmm.
We don't try to do nothing. We put effort in, and we do, and we will things into fruition.
Now I want to ask, what is one of your favorite projects,
um
or if you, yeah, one of your favorite projects, and why?
my favorite project is the first one, and it's the Wacky Deli blog. The Wacky Deli,
And
is
what's the website?
it doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, okay.
It got taken down because of illegal song uploading. So I was a part of the blog era, and in the blog era, I had one, and it was number one in Atlanta. But it was number one because there wasn't a lot of publications in Atlanta at the time, so we was just number one by default, and because we was good.
Hmm.
And basically, one of our niches was the ability to get music before it was even out, and we would like post the download link. And I had posted "I Need a Doctor" by Dr. Dre like a week before it came out.
Wait. Run that back. Run that back.
Yeah,
Say that again.
I posted "I Need a Doctor,"
Okay.
Dr. Dre's song that I believe Eminem was on it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the hook,
I'm pretty
"I
much.
need a doctor,
Okay.
doctor."
Yeah.
Yeah. So I posted that song, and then we got like copyright strike, bong, site deleted, taken down. But that is what opened the door to all the beginning stages of my creativity. I was writing articles for a website. That is called being a journalist. I didn't know that. Um, I started reaching out to managers and scheduling interviews with popular artists. Now that's like relationship building. Um, that is a title that people hold where their whole position is to manage and maintain relationships. Um, I had videographers that I would, be like, yo, this is where you need to be at this time. This is what I need it to look like. That's art direction. That's
Hmm.
creative direction. Now I'm reaching out to other people to write for specific things. Like, oh, you're into fashion, write this fashion. You be the fashion columnist. You into sports, you be the sports columnist. That's editor in chief. I didn't know these roles and these titles existed, and that people were getting paid big bucks to do it. I was
And
just
what year?
This is in high school.
So maybe.
Instead of chasing after girls, I was chasing after creativity.
Yeah.
I was the creative one. I wasn't a womanizer. I wasn't having, hella women, and like I wasn't that guy. I was the one that was in high school setting up interviews with Mac Miller
That's
and Big
fire.
Sean. I would leave sixth period and go to the concert venue.
Speak on that.
And
On those collabs and
yeah,
those
and this is
things.
on the internet. Like, we interviewed Kendrick twice. I was in Alpharetta. Nobody knew what a TDE was.
Mm.
And I've always been great at knowing somebody's talent before they even see it. And I just knew that Kendrick was going to be who he is today. I knew Mac Miller was going to be who he was.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. So my strategic thinking was, let me pour into these artists now so we have these relationships with them in advance. So as they rise, we can continue to build. And basically, the site just got to a point where it was super popping but was making no money. And the people who I was doing it with got to a point where they're like, we need financial security because we have a life to live and all this creative stuff is cool, but we gonna go to school. So I said, all right, I'm gonna hold it down and wave this flag. And basically I couldn't keep up with the demand because I'm only one person. And at this point, we done expanded to multiple sections. We got art, we got music, we got fashion, we got sports. I can't write for all of those things. So the site came to a close. Um, we started on blogspot.com. And when I posted I need a doctor, the blogspot got taken down. And then that pushed us to now create an official website, which was thewackyDeli.com. Shout out to Justin Radomski. He's the one who designed the sites. Um, Shout out to Martin. He's the one who helped, me make it more popping because I saw that he was somebody who was good with people. And I was the weirdo that people didn't really understand. So I was like, since people don't understand me and they understand you, how about you help me make this thing pop by being the ambassador of it? And then he came in and then he brought his people. And the people he brought with him were creative. So he brought in a videographer, he brought in a graphic designer, and we just hit the ground running. And after that era ended, I started doing events, and I saw box water in the gas station one day, and I was just like, I want a sponsorship by them. Um, yes, no, no, no. His is water. It's just water. Literally, it's called just water, and box water is something different.
Okay, okay.
So I took it out of the gas station. I was with my homie Phil. I was like, "Yo, let's do a photo shoot and then send them these photos to get a sponsorship by them." And that's exactly how it went. So now we have this sponsor by Box Water, and I came up with this concept of doing an art exhibition called Real Friends, and basically it was the convergence of music, art, and technology. And after we did that event, I went to the marketing manager and I was like, "Oh, I got an idea for redesigning the bottle. I got an idea. Hold for sound. New York is loud."
New York is loud as hell. Luckily, we didn't hit an ambulance yet.
So to pick up where I left off, um, I'm remembering, but we can also pause the video and listen
Exactly.
back and pick up where I left off.
Let's see. Let's see where
But
you left off
we
from.
don't need to do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just keep it flowing. So basically, I did the art exhibition. I approached Box Water, the marketing manager, with more ideas, and she was like, "Hold on, we have an agency that does that." I wasn't hip to the concept of advertising agencies and marketing agencies. I just assumed that all of these assets that we would see in the world and all of these creative ads, like I thought, for example, Coca-Cola. If you go to Coca-Cola's IG or whatever their socials are, that content that's there wasn't made by Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola makes soda. They don't make content. They don't make advertisements. I didn't know that. I was thinking the brand is making all of these things. And it took me speaking to the marketing manager of Box Water and coming to her with ideas for her to be like, no, we have an agency. So I'm like, oh, So you're telling me that y'all don't make anything? You just outsource the work to an agency? She said yes. So I looked to my homie and I was like, oh, I guess we got to start an agency
Hmm.
because I have ideas. And for my ideas to be heard on this level, I have to do it from the perspective of I'm an agency. So that's when I started the Deli Lotus Agency, also known as DLA. And this was supposed to be the second coming of the Wacky Deli.
Wacky. Okay, wacky
Like
deli.
the Wacky Deli happened, it was a great blog. It came to a close. Now this has turned into an agency that produces cultural events. I did that, um, and I didn't run into, but I went to Art Basel because now
I didn't go there yet.
I'm in my agency bag,
Okay.
and I'm like, okay.
When is this? Like around maybe
At
a
this
year.
point, I'm bouncing around timelines.
Okay. Cool.
But after high school,
After high
this is
school.
like college era.
Okay.
So, I do the blog, then I'm in my agency bag. And now that I'm in my agency state of mind, I know that brands go to South by Southwest. I know that brands go to Art Basel. And if these brands are there, that means the marketing manager or the field marketing manager is somewhere in the mix. So I should probably go to Art Basel. So I went. And one of my homies was DJing on this rooftop that was sponsored by D Betty. I see D Betty everywhere. I'm like, yo, I talked to one of the servers. I'm like, how do I do this? They say, oh, the marketing manager's over there. You should probably talk to him. So that's what I do. I go talk to him. I present the concept. He says, hit me when I get back to the A. That's what I do. And then,
Oh, so they're in Atlanta.
not anymore.
Okay.
So basically, I say I have an agency. I have these ideas. And basically, I go on a run with Deep Betty Vodka, and they start giving me some funds to orchestrate the fun. So that happens. And as I'm doing that, I meet this guy named Chris. He says, I see what you're doing. You should go to ad school because you shouldn't come out of pocket for anything. You can get paid for your creativity and paid for your ideas. So I go to Miami Ad School for 2 years and I get my degree in art direction. And now I am a creative with credentials. So where is the job? Nowhere to be found. So what do? I lean into my creativity and I create a video answering the question why I should be hired. I tag agencies where I see myself working at. Next thing you know, one of them that I tagged is in my inbox saying we want to hire you. I get hired that same week,
Look at that.
and then we
That's
go,
crazy faith.
yeah, and
Yeah.
we go on a 3 year run. They let me go, and the thing about the advertising is one of the biggest secrets that they don't tell you is that there isn't no true mentorship. It's either sink or swim or neglect. You got two options. They throw you in the pool, and you're either gonna sink or swim, or they just hire you and neglect you and leave you to figure it out. And by the time you figure it out, they probably will release you.
And this is in what field? Like what
Advertising.
advertisement? Okay.
And that's what
Listen up, you
happened.
suck my advertisement.
Yeah, and that's what happened to me. So, once again, I lean into my creativity. That's what got me in here. That's what's going to get me to my next position. And that's when I came out with the Hire Me experiment. And that is the second greatest thing I think I ever made because the Hire Me experiment is about me versus me being the person behind the star. I have now realized that I am the star, that I am the brand, that I am the agency, that I am the one. So I need to show up and shine. Now is the time for me to shine my individual light because before I was an individual that was behind other stars. And those stars who I thought were bright end up being dim. And now they're not even in the picture. So This hire me experiment has transformed me, and I'm only 5 days in. There's 5 days left, and it has shown me what I'm capable of. It has shown me that I am good at what I do. It has shown me that I am a marketing guru. I do know how to story tell. I do know advertising. I do know how to cultivate an audience. And now people are showing up. It's like, to give you an analogy, all right. So they're just doing their
NYC,
thing.
man.
So basically, to pick up where I just left off, I was about to tell you something.
You was speaking about, um, their lights were dim, and then you
Yes,
figured out you was a
yes,
star,
yes.
and
So the thing about this hiring experiment is I was so focused on doing it to get hired and to get a salary position
hmm,
that I never considered the effects that it would have on people. I never
me,
considered
right here.
the effects it would have on the algorithm. I
Hmm.
never considered how it would touch people's spirit. And to give you an analogy, imagine being a pastor who's preaching to a church of two people and you're streaming every sermon, and you've been doing this about 5 months, preaching to two people and posting the video. And then one day, one of them sermon videos hit and it goes up. It's getting thousands of views now. And now you got people coming to your congregation. Now you got 100 people in your sermon. And it's like, finally, y'all showing up. I've been waiting on y'all to come join. And that's how I feel now. I've been, you know, wanting to have some type of support system, some type of audience that I can support as much as they support me. Like those 100
True.
episodes of YouTube videos literally has either 0 or 10 views. And that's another thing. Keep creating for yourself. I know that there's creatives and artists out there who may feel like their artistry is falling on deaf ears and blind eyes, but I want to encourage both of us, you and I, to keep creating for yourself. Keep talking to yourself, because in the flow of you doing that, the blessings will flow towards you. Don't chase the numbers and don't chase the likes. Chase the creativity.
Creativity. Yeah, I feel like with chasing the creativity is I feel like creating for others releases your joy for things because then now you're thinking too much.
Yeah,
And when you're creating for yourself, it's natural.
yeah.
It's just
Actually,
something that you like to do.
now that I'm thinking about it, on second thought, I want to rephrase, because if you're chasing something, that means it's running away from you. And if something is moving away from you, that means it ain't for you.
That's a
So,
bar, yeah. That's a bar.
um, I want to say, stay in the flow of your creativity. Don't chase the numbers. Just stay in the flow of your creativity. Keep having fun, because what I learned from, this newfound, you know, awareness of me on the internet, I'm so grateful that I created. I'm so grateful that I continued to talk to myself when I felt nobody was listening and nobody was watching. Because now that people are showing up, there's a body of work for them to binge and consume. So don't be in your head and be like, oh, let me keep this because ain't nobody going to look at it. Let me keep this because ain't nobody going to see it. Ain't nobody gonna hear it. So now when people start pulling up, it's like, oh, you only got 3 things? Next. Oh, you only got 6 things? Next.
100
No.
videos.
Keep dropping, keep creating, keep producing, keep putting it out, because as you freely create and stay in flow, what's meant for you is going to flow towards you. And that's how we are here on this rooftop today.
Exactly.
If one of your videos get 50,000, don't get in the state of mind of how can I get that 50K again. Stay in the flow of what made you make that video that hit.
Hmm. I actually have a quote. So I was reading the Virgin Mobile. What's his name? I forgot the guy who created Virgin Mobile. But we kind of touched on it the whole time here. Is that his quote is, "Don't think of the cheapest way to do it or the fastest way to do it. Think of what's the most amazing way to do it." And like that's what I seen in you. Like that quote right there is you. Like it's not about the most expensive way.
Yeah.
It's not the fastest way. You know, it's the most amazing way to do it. So
And another thing
yeah.
is, this is my imperfection era. And when I say this is my imperfection era, meaning I'm no longer overthinking things like, oh, nah, let me nudge this a little bit to the left because
Mm,
it's not aesthetically giving, or let me change the color, or actually let me export another version of this video because I want to nudge it a little bit to this way. Like I'm being raw. Like the video recap vlogs that I do at the end of each day of the High Me experiment, it be looking fuzzy. I'm using my front camera, but it's challenging me to
yeah.
let go. It's challenging me. Like perfectionism is cap. If
Cat.
if you are an artist who's just like I'm a perfectionist, you must love stress,
Stress. Yeah, that's yeah.
because only God is perfect. Nothing else is. So if you are the type who's like I'm a perfectionist, you're inviting stress and anxiety because you will never catch it. Perfection is a dollar on a string. It will never be caught. So just embrace the beautiful imperfections and the happy mistakes, and just trust your artistic judgment the first time. Like the video that is getting thousands of views as we sit here right now, I put that video out because I just trusted my judgment. I was just like, this is my favorite video clip of the day, because I recorded multiple clips that day because I
Hmm.
was just vlogging, and I was like, out of all the videos I made today, this one I feel the most. This one speaks to me the most, and I feel like people need to hear this now. So I'm gonna put this out immediately, and it
That's
boom went
amazing.
up.
Not non-perfection. Now the last thing I do want to ask is, um, what can you leave? I'm gonna think of the word. Not a creative. Anybody that's watching this video, because what is something that resonates with you the most, and what can you leave them with based off
What
to
resonates?
yeah, with you in this current moments,
Yeah,
because we could think of the perfect time. Oh yeah, at this time I felt in this current moment.
don't be discouraged by your bank account.
Yeah,
It's just a visual number. Don't be discouraged by your bank account. Walk by faith and not by sight, because struggle is a distraction and struggle is discouraging for creatives and artists out there. And that's why you have to tap into your creative, I mean, not your creative faith. Yes, creative faith. That's the thing.
that was fire. You put it together. You put creative and faith in one double
Yeah,
entendre.
tap
Whatever.
tap into your creative faith. Walk by faith and not by sight. Go by what you believe. If you believe you're going to be a millionaire. If you believe you're going to be a world renowned artist, if you believe you're going to be one of the best singers, if you believe you're going to win a Grammy, if you believe you're going to be the best real estate agent, if you believe you're going to be one of the top doctors, walk by that, not by the sight of, damn, I got an F on this test today, or damn, tuition is crazy. I don't know how I'm about to pay the next one. Go by what you believe that you are going to do. Like, I looked at my bank account today and it's looking crazy, but a smile's still on my face
Still smiling.
because I believe that six figures is on the way.
It's on the way.
I believe that I'm going to have multiple contracts and multiple clients. I believe in the energy that I'm putting out. And I also believe in my support system and in my village to make sure I don't fall to a place where I can't get up. Yes, I can't stress that enough, man. Like you do have to get delusional a little bit. You do have to get delusional. Like, and another thing is, as a creative and as an artist, one of the things I had to learn is you can't be entitled to people's belief in you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I tell you that there is a dinosaur right there, right now, you will not believe me. But that's what faith is. Faith is the belief in something that has yet to manifest. So it's kind of crazy to expect people
Intangible.
to believe in you. It's like, I'm gonna be the number one rap star. Okay, bro. Don't, you can't get mad that they don't believe that.
Never.
Like, it's difficult for people to see something that is not there yet. So don't get upset when people don't believe in you as much as you believe in yourself, because you got to encourage yourself. Every day is not going to be somebody to pour into you. So you got to pour into yourself. Look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself you're beautiful. Look in the mirror and tell yourself you're strong. Look in the mirror and tell yourself you can do this. Look in the mirror and tell yourself you deserve it. Look in the mirror and hug yourself real strong. Look in the mirror and say, I love you.
Say you love yourself. Yes, man. But yeah, man. That was the roof talk.
And I do got one
Um,
more thing.
Go ahead.
One more thing.
Whatever you could think of.
Show up and shine. We all have a light within us. Everyone. I do. You do. The person that's watching this. You have a light within you. And there are dark places in the world that need your light. Somebody's inspiration, somebody's motivation, somebody's spark is relying on you to show up.
Y'all
So
listening?
show up and shine. Whatever that thing you've been second guessing about, whatever that thing is that you've been hesitating about, just do it.
Just do it.
Like,
That's the most important. Just do it. Cause I've been stuck. I've been like perfectionist, 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 and that's why I want to do these because all it takes is that one person, you, me, anything, to spark somebody, vision.
yeah,
So
yeah. I'm not a talking head. I'm not one of those people that's going to tell you what you should do. I don't know what you should
you
do.
just yeah.
I know what I should do. And I know what I should do is share my experience for other people to take whatever it is that they need.
That's gonna help somebody right there. That's amazing right there
Yeah.
because yeah, that's an amazing line right there
Yeah.
because
And that's why in my videos, like I said earlier, I want to encourage you and I,
yeah,
because I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking down on anybody. Like, we are all in this
yeah,
together. So I'm talking to myself, and I'm taking the words and the things that I'm saying to myself and also broadcasting it to other people, because it's like, if it fired me up, it might fire somebody else up. So I'm encouraging both of us. We both need to show up and shine.
Both
You and
you and
I should
I.
show up and shine.
Exactly. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Roof talk. Um, hopefully, no, not hopefully. Make sure you take what you have heard and use it. Uh, you know. So we here with
Omar Cherie and low key hope is a scam, but that's another conversation.
hope is a scam, y'all, and that's another conversation. But here with intangible inventory, we heard a lot of things, that were intangible that helps him thrives and stuff that he physically can't touch in the moment, but that's his inventory. So intangible inventory.
Yeah. Walk by
Uh,
faith, not by sight, and move by what you believe and not what you see.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
And I still want to go downstairs and get the viewpoint too. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna chop everything into
Yeah.
flow and then interview and
I could
things like
just like
that.
show the room. We go downstairs. I show the room
Yeah,
real quick.
for sure.
But the reason why I say hope is a scam because there's a level of doubt in it. Like
Yeah,
I hope I pass this
true.
test. It's like
Hell yeah.
you're saying I hope because there's a little
Hell
percentage
yeah.
of you thinking it's not
Hell
gonna
yeah.
happen.
Hell yeah.
So it's like I don't hope anything.
Hell yeah.
It's either you believe or you don't. So when people be like, "Oh, I hope you make it," nigga, don't hope nothing. You will
So
make
yeah,
it.
hope definitely has that little. It has that little doubt in there. Like, why are you hoping for?
Yeah, like I believe you will make it. I don't hope
Yeah,
you will make it. I believe I will win. I don't hope I will
I hope
win.
you make it. Yeah, that sounds crazy.
Yeah.
I hope you make it.
I wrote a poem about it
Yo,
actually.
that's